when we hit, apparently my pelvis folded around the seatbelt. So I have like a complete fracture.
So he has 2 plates with screws holding that together. He also has 2 screws going in through his hip. He also had 2 fractures up in here.
And to keep those in, we had an external fix, which is breaking now. But it was this, and the pins went in here, and the pins went in about that far each. It was a little scary because I was like, am I going to have this the rest of my life?
He also had a fracture under the eye orbit. They were concerned that if it didn't support the eyeball, it would sag inside of his head. And so they put a plastic sleeve up underneath his eyeball.
I have trouble closing this eye now. When I like start to fall asleep, it'll open back up, and then the light just gets in right on. It's not through the scar, it's because my eye doesn't open, it comes in right under there. And it's just makes it hard to fall asleep. I had a pretty big incision in my heel. It's made the rest of the skin on my heel kind of tight. Well, I have the blood clot, it's right in here. I'm taking Coumadin every day. I had the abscess in my side, and they had to go in, same place, and they put a vacuum pump in. Last year was the first year I played rugby. There was an exhibition match 3 days after the accident, and I was supposed to start in that. So I'd been training. I went from being in the best shape of my life to not being able to stand up even.
I'm very concerned about what this means to him long term in terms of just hip pain and arthritis and being able to enjoy the activities of everyday life.
Peter had some very serious injuries. If Peter would have been the only one injured, we'd have been talking about how serious Peter's injuries were.
I'm worried about Peter. I think Peter is not verbalizing, and maybe it's too soon.
He's been very self-motivated in the past, but you see just sort of a going through the motions kind of thing right now. A preoccupation, kind of in a fog, kind of drifting in and out of attention.
When I'm in class, it's not that I'm not like paying attention or anything, but I'll notice something off to the side, and then I'm done. I'll notice that I haven't been looking at or listening to the teacher for 10, 15 minutes at a time. And it's not even I'm thinking about something else, I'm just blanking out. I don't have notes written down, I don't have any memory of what they've been talking about.
He told me, I don't even understand the point of coming to school anymore. And I said, well, you're here to learn. And to him, there was no point in learning anymore, and there's just this loss of interest in being here.
He lost his mother, he lost his brother. Now there's this other brother that's there now, but it's not the same. He struggles with even talking about Matthew. He has said, I just want it to be back the way it was. You listen to that statement, and buried in that is just tremendous issue and emotion that he's still got to deal with. I'm not sure Peter really has dealt with it yet.